everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Bonny, and in today's video we're going to do this natural makeup look. You had a very hectic night, you haven't slept properly, and you still have to work the next day. You have Zoom calls, you have meetings, and you want to look a little more put together rather than looking very tired. This is the look. So we have tips and tricks, what would make you look more chiseled, look more brighter, look more awake, look more confident and pleasant. So if you want to know all that, keep on watching. Alright, so first things first, I just push back my hair because I don't like my hair to come in front of my face during my makeup. I don't like my makeup touching my hair. If you know that you're going to wear your makeup for a longer time, like more than 4 to 5 hours, then I would always suggest start with a primer, because that will help with the longevity of the makeup on your skin. And I am a fan of using my fingers for makeup. If you are also a fan of just using your fingers, please wash your hands just before you start your makeup. All right, because I know we wash our hands, then we do some other stuff, and then we come and start doing our makeup, so our hands are still dirty. So wash your hands right before you start your makeup. So first I'm going with my primer. Use the primer that suits your skin type. I'm just taking a little bit, rubbing it on my hands, fingertips. I'm warming it up and rubbing it into my face. The picture quality in a Zoom is not picture perfect, all right? So there's a lot of grittiness. So even if you have few imperfections, I don't think it's very important to hide any scarrings that you have. I am going to use a tinted moisturizer. This moisturizer still has a little bit of coverage, but even if you can also go with a moisturizer that doesn't have a lot of coverage. It's just a lightly tinted moisturizer. There are two ways you can use this. If you don't want to do a lot of work, just take a little bit of color corrector like this. Always use your finger and dab the color corrector below your eyes or wherever you have a bit of pigmentation, which anyway will not be seen on the Zoom call, but still if you want you can do that and then use your moisturizer. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to use a moisturizer and a little bit of concealer as well. On Zoom call, it is all about the definition of your skin, how it is contoured and where the highlight is done, and that is how your skin, your face would look different. So I've just taken a very little amount. Let me show it to you, a very little amount. I'm again rubbing it with my fingers. It's a little bit warm so that now it blends better into my skin. So now if you look at my skin, there's not much of a difference, just it gives me a cleaner look on my face. So now I'm going to go with a concealer to highlight my look a little bit. Always do not put the concealer in a V shape. I'm using it just over here because that is where I have my dark circles, and a little bit swiping it towards the top so that it gives you a little more lifted look, which would make you look a little more awake. You can also blend your concealer with your fingers, and if you blend your concealer with the fingers, always use the ring fingers because these have the lightest amount of strength in it, so you would not put a lot of pressure on your under eye. You should never use pressure under your under eye. But just for the sake of this video, I'm going to use a brush so that it is quicker. So now do you see the difference after I put on the concealer? Right? It's just brightened up your face a little bit more. Now I'm just going to set my concealer. I know the creases are not visible on a Zoom call, but yeah, even you're going to look at the mirror, right? So I'm using the same brush. I'm taking a little bit of the setting powder and I'm setting the skin right where I used the concealer. I know a lot of us, I do it sometimes as well, we sleep late at night, but still we have to get up on time in the morning and start with our work. So sometimes our face is bloated because we haven't slept properly or we are snacking. I have a lot of popcorn during the night time if I'm watching a movie, and in the morning I'm all puffy and bloated. So makeup is where we are saved. So instead of looking all bloated and tired, contouring and bronzing is one of the steps that would help your face to look more chiseled, more pretty and bright, and it's like you're all ready for the day. I love contouring and bronzing because that is the one step that could change the entire look of your face. So I always go with 2 steps. I first use a cream contour and then use a powder so that the cream contour doesn't move around. I have oily skin. So first I'm gonna go with my Fenty Beauty cream contour and I'm just gonna chisel up my cheeks. So I'll just show you, I'll do one side and I'll show you the difference. Can you see the difference? So this side, it gives a little more sleeker look on your face. So even if you've put on a lot of weight, just contour your cheeks and your face will look slim. If you have a broad forehead, that is when I do a lot of contouring on my forehead because I normally have a broad forehead. So when you contour, when you bronze your forehead, so it gives an illusion that you have a smaller forehead. All right, so that is why I love contouring. So look at the difference. So you're looking straight, this side looks more plump and this side looks more chiseled. That is what contouring does. So let me do the other side really quick. So there would be times sometimes you feel that you've gone overboard with your contouring. Sometimes if you feel the contouring has come a little more forward than you actually need, you can use your foundation brush, or because I used a concealer brush, just dab it over the part that you've got, think that you've gone overboard, and it'll be all blended out. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead with my powder bronzer. So you can take any powder bronzer. I'm taking the Kosas bronzer in the shade medium. Now that I already have my bronzer in hand, I am going to define my eyes as well. You need not do a lot of eyeshadow. It would anyway not be seen, but still there would be a lot of difference when you leave your eyes bare and when you put a little definition into your eyes. I'll show you the difference. I'm just taking a normal blending brush, taking a little bit of the bronzer and just going on where I have the folds of my eyes. I'm just going over there and using swiping motions. So now that I've brought a little bit of definition, I'm going to take more, and you can even press it by the corner of your eyes and then swirl it around. Be very light on your eyelids because your eyelids have very, very sensitive and soft skin. So always be very light-handed. So always hold your brush at the end. So that would give a very light pressure on your brush, and you're using these swirling motions, and yeah, your eyes are defined, right? So see the difference between this eye and this eye. So this eye looks blank. This eye, now that we have a little bit of definition, it looks a little bit more popped. So we're going to do the same to the other eye as well. Alright, so you see the difference? Blush is something that I would say normally they're not going to look at you directly, right? So that is when you use a very pale and a very pretty and soft and sophisticated blush. But when you are on a Zoom call, you need a bright blush, and that is when it would give you a little bit of color on your skin. Otherwise, it would look like you've just been in the house and your face is so pale and there's no color on your skin. So I normally, for a Zoom call, I use a brighter color. This is from Daiquiri Dip from Fenty Beauty. So I love their cream products. This is a soft stippling brush from e.l.f. It has the duo fiber, which is very good for cream products. So I'm gonna swirl it around, and this is very pigmented. So I'm gonna put a little bit on my skin so that still it takes off the excess color, but still there's a lot. And just see how it brightens your cheeks. Do you see the difference of this side and this side? Right? We have chiseled up our face, we have done the contouring and stuff, but still you need to have this pop of color so that you look happy, more pleasant. So I am okay to go overboard with blush, but if you think that you've gone overboard, you can always use your foundation brush or your concealer brush and take off the excess. I love blush, so I never think I go overboard on blush. And anyway, I'm going to set my under eye after this again, and I'm going to use a little bit of highlighter. Make a judgment only after you've done the entire makeup. You can always dab a little bit of face powder on top of your blush if you think you've gone overboard, but wait until you put your setting powder and your highlighter to be very sure if you've overdone your blush or not. I like to do a little bit brush on my nose. So it's like the sun just hit me and I have this pretty natural flush on my skin. It's you who know that you've put this much makeup, but when you are on a Zoom call, this looks very natural. It looks like your skin is naturally flushed, right? I love highlight, so I have to go with a highlight. So I'm using it's a very old one. I'm using the Laura Geller highlight in the shade Gilded Honey. If you know, you know. This is old school. This was like everyone's favorite a long time back. Do you see the glow? Highlight all the areas, just showing off that you have a beautiful glowy skin. And I also like to just brush it across my eyes like this, so it is not putting a lot of highlight, but see, it just gave a little bit of color on top, a glow on top of my eyelids, and it pops my eyelid even more. So that is all for the face. I naturally have very dark and thick eyebrows, so you can just use an eyebrow gel and call it a day. If you have lighter eyebrows, I would always suggest you to draw your eyebrows, give it a little bit of depth as well. Everything depends on the depth that it has. Depth on your cheeks, depth in your eyes, depth in your eyebrows. The depth is important. So that is why I like the Rare Beauty one. So if you want, on one side they have the pencil, so you can draw your eyebrows, or if you don't want to draw your eyebrows, you don't want to take that much time, you can just use the gel that they have on the other side. So I'm not going to put a lot of effort on my eyebrows, just taking a tissue because it has makeup. The eyebrow has a little bit of makeup, so I'm going to lightly just take off that makeup from my eyebrows. Be very specific over here because I'm using a wet makeup wipe. So if you go outer from your eyebrow, then it would take off the makeup as well. So be very careful if you're using a makeup wipe. I've taken off the makeup and now I'm just going with the gel. I can do a little bit more with my eyes to make them look brighter and make my face look a little bit more fresh. So mascara, concealer and lipstick, whether a lipstick or a lip balm or a lip gloss. So these are the three things that you can use on a no makeup look and your face would look fresh. So a mascara is a must for your eyes to pop or for your eyes to look fresh. So before I use the mascara, I'm just going to use a setting spray to set all the makeup that I've used. I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Make sure you don't make the mistake like me that you're talking while using the setting spray and the setting spray would go into your mouth. It doesn't taste good. Okay, so our final step is mascara. So first I'm going to use an eyelash curler and then use a mascara because I love lengthy lashes. Yeah, I'm using my Maybelline Falsies. I am so sorry. I just realized that when I was showing you the mascara, my camera stopped recording and I did not know that. So I did my mascara. This mascara, I like it because it gives length to my lashes, but at the same time it doesn't transfer to my eyelids. I have oily eyelids. It doesn't transfer, so I love this mascara. And to give a little bit more definition to my eyes, I used a black eye kohl pencil. You can also use a brown eye kohl pencil because it's just to give a little bit darkness inside your eyes so that it brightens your eyes a little bit more. So even if you have tired eyes, if your eyes are a little bit red, when you have a darker eyeliner in your waterline and your tight line, it makes your eyes look whiter. Your blush does the same thing. So when you use a bright color blush, even if you have tired red eyes, it would look a little bit more whiter. So these are the tricks that makeup does to make us look fresh. So that is all I did. I just did my mascara and my eyeliner and I'm done. I used a little bit of lip gloss. So I don't use a very transparent gloss because I have pigmented lips. I like to keep the look very natural. So I use a lip gloss, but I use a gloss that has a little bit of pigment in it. I use the Fenty Cream Lip Gloss in Honey Waffles. And yeah, my look is done. So this is the natural everyday look that you can do it every day when you're at home working from home, or if you just want to quickly put some look together that you look natural on a Zoom call, this is the look you can do. So if you like this video, please hit the like button and also leave me your comments. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching till the end of this video, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.